So you have to, besides the fact that you have your money, you have a documents, you also need to have yourself prepared. It's not too much. Sure, you say you want to jackpot, your country is not good enough for you. So, so, so you need to pass through the hurdle. No, there are documents you have to go with. What did you go for? Tourist? Yes. Someone invited you? You just filed on the normal. As a government staff? As a government staff? So, yes, normal. Let me tell you your reason why it was easier for you, right? You are you are gainfully employed. You presented your employment documents. Did you? Oh, really? Oh, guys, it's not about honesty. Just pray. Just meet the right person. Not about. Do you know how many criminals get visa approvals? You can't detect that this person is honest. I can come and act as a very honest person before you. How will you know if I'm not honest? Pray and understand what they want. That's all. Understand what they want. Okay, yesterday we started essay writing, and by God's grace, yesterday we were able to learn the steps of writing an essay. And I said today we shall start with a feedback that would take us through the steps of writing an essay. So please, we are here. Please, can you turn on the sound system and bring the mics so that the world will hear? Yes, please. And some results of our main candidates are coming out. We have one 8.0, we have 7.5, we have 6. How many? 6.5. How many of them? 3, 6.5, 6.5, 7.0, we have 8.0. We have a doctor. Okay, 2 doctors wrote last month. One got 8.0, the other got 7.5. You know, then some other students, we're still waiting for more results to come out. By God's grace. By God's grace. It's just a matter of little effort, right? Okay. Before we begin, what's the formula for writing an essay? The formula? What's the formula for that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right. Please, what are the components of P1? Mm-hmm. Anything here before thesis? Thesis background what? Statement. Okay.
Instances. Instance.
No, I don't want a community response. Let her just give us P1 first. Your stance. You see, Mr. Mecca would have led us astray now. All right, stance could be what?
Opinion.
Opinion. What else? View. Okay. What else? It could be suggestion. It could be merit or demerit. It could also be advantage or disadvantage. Okay, so P2 comes next.
Topic senses.
Your book is open. Your book is open, Chief. Topic sentence. What else?
Body paragraph.
Body paragraph. And what else?
Instances.
An instance. Just one instance is perfect. Okay, what about paragraph 3? Same thing? Okay. Then we have another example here. Then the fourth paragraph will be what? Conclusion plus stance. Okay, with our notes closed, please take us through the processes of writing an essay, the steps.
All right, step one. Read the question one. Then you get the keywords. Then you write the synonyms. That's the first step. And step two, the paraphrase. Okay. The paraphrase words. The words that's the synonyms that you just somewhere. Then you write for your question or your answer text. Right there. The paraphrase, move it.
Huh.
Move it
To where?
to your answer.
Perfect. What do you paraphrase?
Your like the question.
Thank you. So step 2, you transfer the paraphrased version of the question onto your answer sheet.
So definitely you pick question like again like twice or thrice to get the full knowledge of the person you're answering. So step four, having done reading it again, so you if you are writing against or supporting the subjectivity or if you are writing on both sides, not the pick part, pick your part. So step um, five, so that's the second paragraph. So step five, then you write, no, step five is the second paragraph. You now write, then you write your background and subject. So then you, after the full stop, then you put your, after the full stop, then put, I will actually, let me continue. Let me, right. So after writing that thing, then you, the second column, then you write your stance. you are supporting it, then you give example. There's the instead of the same thing, illustration, then step create conclusion.
Do you agree with her?
Actually, she did it well there. I agree with her.
When a Nigerian starts a sentence with actually, something is wrong. You see that word actually? It's an indication that something is not very straight. So, do you agree with her?
I 80%.
I see that's actually. So please go ahead.
So the first thing is to identify like synonyms, the keywords. So like from the question, then after that you will transfer it to your answer sheet. Following that you go to the background statements.
Did you read the question?
So
Did you read the question before paraphrasing it?
you read the question once, sorry. You will read the question once, they get those keywords as you said. Then after that, you will now read the question twice to draft
No, go ahead.
to draft your point, to draft your point, which will become your background statement. After doing that, you will bring in your stances where you will before then you will play your stance with semicolon.
Just calm down. You are mixing a lot of things up.
It's okay.
You're mixing a lot of things up. Remember, when you decide to draft your points will not become your body paragraph, rather it becomes your topic sentence. Do you understand?
I was still talking about points. Paragraph one. I haven't reached paragraph two. Paragraph two is when you bring those drafted points down, but you paraphrase it. It's not going to be the same one that you put as a background statement. When you paraphrase it,
Yes, go ahead. Are you done with the steps of writing an essay? Are these the steps to have a complete essay? Okay, well done. At least you did some studies, no doubt.
So,
You did some studies, yes, no doubt. So, you see, it's very important you understand these steps because they would help to manage your confusion in the exam hall. No matter how confused you would get, if you're able to remember some of these steps, they will help to structure your essay in the right order. Knowing that you should read the question once for the sole purpose of identifying the keywords in the question that you can substitute with their synonyms will help you to paraphrase easily. You don't need to start racking your head to think of how do I structure the sentence? No. Nobody is compelling you to structure sentence. Just look for the synonyms of the keywords you've identified and copy them chronologically, the way it's arranged in the original question. Then as you're copying, you're changing those keywords with the synonyms you've paraphrased. Do you understand this? So that will help to show that you didn't copy it verbatim. You have paraphrased. And there is no rule that says you must paraphrase every single word in a question. There's no such rule. But there is a policy or there is a standing practice of if you do not paraphrase, you can't score beyond 5.5 in your essay. Do you understand something? If you do not paraphrase the question, you can't score beyond 5.5. And another instruction or direction says It is safer not to paraphrase at all than to paraphrase wrongly. What does that mean? It is safer not to paraphrase at all than to paraphrase wrongly. You know what that means? It simply means rather than just blowing grammar in the name of paraphrase, copy the original question and keep it back. Because paraphrasing is very synonymous with an artist whom you have given your photo to draw. You know the portrait they draw, right? That's paraphrasing of you by the artist. So what happens? The artist is not expected to start applying makeup when there's no makeup on the original photo, right? The artist is not supposed to apply braids when you didn't braid your head in the original question. Those are things you should try to avoid in your IELTS paraphrase. Don't import what is not there. Don't omit what is there. If I have my mark here and you don't put it, it's no, you didn't. That's not me. Do you understand? So in your paraphrase, you need to ensure that you capture the primary information in your paraphrase, right? So in IELTS, when you read your question once, the reason you're reading that once is to identify the keywords you can substitute with their synonyms. And there's something about the human brain. It is wired in a way that when you cite a word, if you have seen that word somewhere before, it will pop up. If you know the meaning of that word, do you think about the meaning? No. The meaning just come up because you have used such word before. You have used the meaning before. So if you fed the brain with synonyms of certain words, whenever any of those words you've actually seen their synonyms pops up or you cite it, you remember it. So that's why your question, paraphrasing should not take you more than 3 to 4 minutes. Paraphrasing. This is because the words in the question, if you already know them, you don't need to think about them. And don't waste a second thinking of the synonym of the word. It means it's not there in the mind. So if you like, think from now till next year, nothing will come up. Right? So that's the way to go. Identify the words, write the words on top of, if this is maybe minutes, I want to paraphrase this minutes, you can talk about, let's assume it says 3 minutes. And I want to paraphrase 3 minutes. What will I say? I would simply write 180 seconds. Have I paraphrased it? The same thing. So that's what paraphrasing is all about. So when you see it, you won't have to think. It will just come up immediately. Right? So you write the paraphrased version on top of each word. So once you're done, all you need to do is go to your answer sheet and start transferring the question. When you're transferring the question, don't write this anymore. You now write the paraphrased versions. And ensure you are copying chronologically the way it's arranged. So you maintain the same structure and the same meaning. Please, do you understand this? Then after the paraphrase, you need to go back to your question to read the question. Now, when you're reading the question, don't read the paraphrased words. Don't read the paraphrased version. Read the original question. So you would have first-hand understanding, right? So when you're reading, you can read like twice, you can read like thrice, so you can have proper understanding of the question. So once you've understood the question, now ask yourself, what am I required to do? So like we talked about yesterday, some questions may say discuss both views. So if it says discuss both views, do you have an option? Do you have an option? If an instruction says discuss both sides of the argument, you don't have an option at all. Why? Perfect. Because you are compelled by the instruction to discuss both sides. Now, are you supposed to write in favor of one and oppose the other? No. You're meant to write in favor of each. Right? So what do you do? Ask yourself, what strong points can I use to support the first faction? What points can I use to support the second group? On your question paper, that's your question paper. Below the question, you're going to find blank space. And on the back page of the question paper, there is blank space. So you can now draft out the first point, support the first faction. And once you draft out your point, write an example you would rather use to expatiate or buttress that point. Write it beside it. Then for the second group, think of a point as well, draft out the point, attach an example to it. So once you're done doing all of the point drafting and the examples, if the question demands that you drop an opinion, write your opinion in detail on that question paper as rough work. Drop your opinion very clear. So once you are done with your points, examples, and opinion, you are ready for your essay. And by this planning, you have solved the entire essay by 50%. So what you do is, your question paper, your answer paper already has the paraphrase version, right? So let's assume that the paraphrase ends at this point on your answer sheet. The next thing you're supposed to do according to the formula is what? Again, so that you understand it. Formula. Do you know what I mean by according to the formula? After paraphrasing, you went to your question paper to plan your essay. You have successfully planned your essay. Now you need to return back here. What are you supposed to continue with? Fine. This is already done. The next one here to a thesis or background statement. Right? Now, your background statement, I said, is synonymous with what? What's synonymous? Manifesto. I used that illustration yesterday. I said manifestos are usually done by politicians, where they face their whatever members or subjects to pronounce or say what they intend to do within their dispensation or tenure, right? So you as a test taker, your manifesto is what we. So you are to say categorically what you'll be doing in your essay. And whatever you're going to say that you will do in the essay should be in line with the instruction. For instance, instruction says your manifesto, your thesis background statement has to be don't worry, we are coming to this. I'm just giving you verbal explanations. We're coming to all of these. Now, this is one template to launch your thesis or background statement. In this essay, I will be writing to do whatever the instruction requires. It can as well be it can also be this essay is aimed at maybe whatever it is the instruction requires. Perhaps instruction might say, okay, no, not even perhaps. Right here, we have identified that instruction requires you to discuss both sides of the argument, right? So your thesis background statement will categorically establish that in this essay, I'll be writing to do what? In this essay, I'll be writing to what? We have accepted that, no, we have accepted that according to the instruction, that we should discuss both sides of the argument, right? So, what will your background statements say?
And you write support work,
You write what?
support work,
Simple. You say, in this essay, I will be writing to categorically or vividly discuss the two issues raised above. That's what the instruction mandates. Do you understand, please? If you don't want to use this template, you can simply say this essay is aimed at lucidly discussing the two sides of the argument. Which are you talking about, this or this? In this essay, I'll be writing to vividly discuss the issues raised above. Or you say this essay is aimed at discussing clearly the two sides of the arguments raised above. Done? Okay, so if you observe carefully, you would notice that the thesis background statement does not end or did not end with a full stop. Here we have semicolon. So why do we have semicolon? Because you are supposed to bring in your opinion, your stance. So you're to bring in your stance immediately after your thesis or background statement. So after the stance, then full stop comes in. So once you have paraphrased, you have written your thesis or background statement and ends it with your semicolon. Then you bring in the opinion you must have drafted on your question paper as rough work. Once you bring that in, then your full stop comes in as well. And that's the end of your paragraph 1. Okay, now let's understand something about paragraph 1, being well done. If you are able to spend like 4 to 5 minutes to carefully and correctly build or draft your paragraph 1, your paragraphs 2, 3, and 4 will be very smooth and easy for you to treat. Okay, let's see how that works. From paragraph 1, you have read the question, you have paraphrased it, you read again like twice and 3 times more to have deeper and proper understanding. Then you made or drafted out your points and made your background statement and then dropped your opinion. Because of all of those plannings, your topic sentence has been, for topic sentence to paragraph 2 has been done already. Do you know where? Where? Where is it? Where was it done? How? Not really. Your topic sentence to paragraph 2 has been done already after you have completely done your P1 completely. Your topic sentence to paragraph 2 is already done. How? Having done your paragraph 1 completely, your paragraphs 2, 3, and 4 are already done by 50%. So this topic sentence is already done. So I want to know where, at what point.
Your opinion. Seven word background statement. Then you put your stance. So those are the 2 points you're going to put about paragraph 2 and 3.
Hmm?
Yes.
Can we get that clearly?
So, so you write your background statement
Mm-hmm.
and you input your stance. That yes, also good writing paragraph 2.
Okay. There's something. There's a step you missed. At what point do you write your background statement?
After your paragraph, when you want to tell them your
You are getting it, but there's something. There's a hook that's not well
that's
connected.
like the manifesto. You want to
Perfect.
feel about this subject, your own opinion, how you feel, that's what you're going to write. So I think it's just like a repetition.
Yes. There's a small note that we've not tightened very well. At what point do we have these points already down?
Let me explain that way.
Yes, sir.
So as you explained to us that background statement is like you, politician, bringing out his manifesto. I've always stated that in this essay, I will be writing what are the 2 points if we have to discuss
Where?
in your background statement.
Where did you bring the points out?
Huh?
Where?
From your daughter.
This is what I'm asking. Thank you. Sorry, we've taken it from you. At the point, you don't just paraphrase on your answer sheet, then you go and make a statement. No, don't do that. If you do that, you are shooting yourself in the foot. What will happen on the day of your exam is this: you might struggle to get first points, but that second point will be a problem. I said, if you successfully paraphrase your question onto your answer sheet on the day of your exam, don't immediately rush and write a background statement because you feel, I think this will be better for me to, I think I should just support them. Let me write. In this essay, I'll be writing support. Don't rush to do that. Because, do you understand what I'm explaining? Don't rush to write that, to write your background statement because you have just spotted the instruction and you feel it's better. I think I should have better points when I start. I'll have better points to agree. And you just go and say, in this essay, I'll be writing to absolutely agree with the issue raised above. What this will do is you have actually shown the examiner that you'll be writing to agree, but you did not plan the points you want to use to agree. So you might struggle to get a point. But your second point, which comes in paragraph 3, might be a repeat or remix of that point you wrote in paragraph 2. So what you need to do, it is important you draft out your points. Where? On your question paper as rough work. The planning. Now, that planning, the first point you must have drafted out will come in here as your topic sentence to paragraph 2. The second point you drafted down as well will come in here as a topic sentence to paragraph 3. Do you understand, please? Is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Do you understand the part that I said question only once? Why do you need to read once? They, to get words you are sure of their synonyms, right? More than one. Once your brain in one of the aspects, begin to think of the best way to solve it in an exam condition. And if you end up tilting towards the direction of what is your paraphrase, you will not end up repeating the same information. You should read only once. So when you're reading, identify the keyword that you are sure. So you've understood this part, right? Now, did you understand the part where I said write the synonyms of each word on top of them? You did? Did you understand the part I said transfer the paraphrase version of the question onto your answer sheet? Also acknowledge the expectation of IELTS experts or examiners that your sentence should not be simple sentences. You should make sure or try as much as possible to build complex or compound sentences, right? And to achieve that, what do you use? Linking words, right? And don't just blow grammar using anyhow. You should know the right linking words for the right context, right? After your side, pick up the question paper, read like twice or three times more. Do you understand this part? And I said, once you've read, think of how best to solve and what you do to solve your question. I said, plan your essay on your question paper as rough work. Is this part clear? To plan your essay, what do? You draft out the points, strong points, parallel points that should not interrelate, but should be pointing in the direction of what you have accepted to do, right? For instance, if that's the number I typed on, call him there now. So if it says, do you agree or disagree? Is she, and he's calling me. Please call him there. Tell him I'm busy. The person is supposed to get those parts from. I've reached out to the person. So, sorry, please. Now, if you agree, if you feel you have better points to agree with the issue raised, you are expected to have 2 points, right? These 2 points should not be related. They should be parallel, but both pointing towards agreement. Do you understand what this means? You don't say, just an instance, an abstract idea. You don't say one point is for the purpose of acquiring education. That's one point. And the second point, you say for the purpose of understanding how to read and write. What is education? Is it not read and write? So you are in a way repeating the same point in a diverse way. So you want to say for the purpose of acquiring education, for the purpose of mastering their skills on robotics and coding. Maybe you are talking about importance of giving access to technology. Do you understand? So access to technology would help a person to acquire education. You can study at your comfort zone, right? And acquire different knowledge. You can also get into practicals and improve on your coding skills, right? They are 2 different things. So your point should be parallel, but pointing towards the idea you have accepted to treat. So once you've drafted out those points, each point you draft out should have its own example. Because when you think of a point, you know how best you want to illustrate something that aligns with it. So if I say for the purpose of acquiring education, I'm talking about access to Google, access to Google Scholars, Wikipedia, YouTube, right? Things that will educate you. So these are examples I can bring in. So if I want to talk about for the purpose of mastering their coding skills, maybe I want to talk about practically getting to impute codes to form a particular program that would be used either for social media or for calls, communication, video chats, and all that. If I want to talk about mastering their pronunciation skills, I want to talk about applications installed on gadgets that can help children to tap a word and they hear the pronunciation, right? With that constant practice, it will stick in their heads. Okay? So these are things you want to do. Draft your points, attach example to each. Now, does the question require you to give your opinion? If yes, opine. Drop it there on the question paper as rough work. Drop your opinion in full, in detail. Edition, please help me with water. So when you drop that your opinion, I said you are done with your paragraph 1. So you need to come down to your answer paper and you are confident about what you are now about to do. Thank you. Do you understand this? It is at this point that you can now make your background statement because you have drafted out your points.
But you don't get enough time to draft out. Because 40 minutes I guess, or 1 hour.
40 minutes. Are you calculating the time?
Yeah, because people when this lady gave us something right yesterday, even in the 40 minutes we've not finished. Just of me like 10 minutes to just
Did you apply these things yesterday?
the question was unexpected. You didn't even know the question that is coming, so at that point you might not know what to start or what to write at first. When something just comes to your mind, if your time is counting, just start writing.
Yeah, that's why it's important to spend like 3 to 4 minutes to ponder on the question first, rather than rushing to write what you are not sure about. Because even if I give you 20 minutes to think, you might still not think right because of exam condition, right? So you need to really read the question repeatedly. Read the question repeatedly. Let the word begin to ring bell in your head. No. You must have paraphrased now. Now you need to understand the question, right? So you need to read, and each word, every word in the question has its own role. So if you misinterpret or ignore a particular word, it might break the meaning and you deviate. Don't worry.
Writing like time I tried writing something on one I just
Website.
website. Like 40 minutes. 40 minutes is a short time. Seriously, time is too fast when you are supposed when you have to just like I don't even finish the second one. I just try to complete the script.
You need to engage in lots of practice to improve on your writing speed, your interpretation speed too. Mm. Your paraphrasing speed, we are going to treat that right now. We're going to work on that. So, but I need you to really have these steps in your mind so it will guide you. You have, right? Perfect. So let me leave it and continue.
That's my brother.
Okay, Oga, are you okay with the steps? Nice. Now, according to this formula, the first thing you are expected to do is to paraphrase. What is paraphrase?
Like you writing. I don't have to write the question down in another word. For me, that way.
Now, let's not use the word question. Let's define paraphrase in a holistic template.
Like the word,
Use information.
correct information, the exact information is similar word. Or writing the exact information. No. Using similar words.
Hmm? You will confuse Ayon.
I will confuse. Wait, similar, that I know.
Yes.
Similar.
Whatever you're going to write must be very similar. In fact, exact. But I don't want to use the word I want to use because he has not given me your answer. Please define paraphrase. Hmm? Producing? Okay, reproducing. Okay. In a different way. So when I have a question, you give me a different question. Aha! Now it makes sense. Thank you. Paraphrasing, just in case you want to write. Paraphrasing is a writing technique is a writing technique of restating. Paraphrasing is a writing technique of restating an information using synonyms or phrases that still retain the original idea. Full stop. In other words, paraphrasing. Did you upload on Google? Did you upload on Google this morning? In other words, paraphrasing means rephrasing an information accurately devoid of ambiguity or omission of main information or omission of main information. Yes. Ambiguity or omission of main information. So I think this is self-explanatory, right? Paraphrasing. So in paraphrasing, you have to replicate the same information by using synonyms of the main words that will not bring in strange ideas or omit primary information. So you're repeating the same thing. They're using different words that still mean the same thing, right? Okay. Okay, please copy. This is a simple, practical IELTS question. Are you done? 5 minutes to paraphrase the question. Done? All right, so here is a question that would have to paraphrase just in 5 minutes. The reason I'm giving the 5 minutes is just for us to learn to paraphrase. But normally, paraphrasing should not exceed 3 minutes. So please paraphrase this guy in 5 minutes. Our time starts now. Now you cat's talking to me. Hmm? What did she say? She has been the one using it.
I really enjoy your lesson.
Oh, all right. Oh, she's enjoying free YouTube lesson. Okay. Oh.
You called boss. Boss is busy.
Hmm? He's on call. Hello? Yes. Good morning. Okay, you have created it. Okay. So what do you want? Is at ITF. ITF house is beside Transcorp Hilton Hotel. Okay. Have you reached out to the private lesson person? When? And what's the feedback?
Said it only is much. So I told him that it's much. You should just correct it once or not. So I sent it.
Did you tell me
So
what's
there was
the
no feedback yesterday.
when did you
Not 5 months. Like, because the only thing that we revert back to was
What's
Sorry, I'll reply when I get home. Yes.
what's on the person's DP?
One time like that, but I'm not sure.
A sketched
Yes,
face.
sir.
Okay, our time is up. So let's see what we've been able to do. Ladies first. Even in the classroom, it has to be. Okay, so let's hear what you have.
Should I proceed?
Yes, please.
Okay. The latest means of transport were produced to match what is involved. I used matching for a little bit. I don't know. And I was meanwhile university, they have minimized acts that were caused by automobiles. Meanwhile, majority think they have minimized harms,
Think they
have minimized harms related to transport. Harms, no, I used costs.
hmm?
Okay, related to transport, yes. Okay, no, caused by automobiles, not automobiles, related to automobiles. Another related and act reduce most dangers,
What I need to what?
create and act. So, reduce most dangers associated with transport action. Transport action or transportation.
Which one should I take?
Transportation.
I didn't do much things.
Oh, it's fine. Let's see what you have.
The 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 new ways of transport are to meet the the current demand.
To me, the what?
Current demand.
Demands and mm-hmm.
Some
Please
some
direct me. Full stop or uh-huh.
some individual
Some
individual
mm-hmm.
feel they have reduced the amount of
They have what?
they have reduced
Reduced.
their incentives, the amount of funds that were previously caused by others. Say government
Should I just continue?
others say that government need to introduce acts introduce acts that will regulate those areas resulting from
That will do what? Regulate?
and regulate dangers resulting from
That's all. All right. First attempt. Um, Original question says the new means of transport are built to meet the current demands and trends. Some people feel they have reduced the amount of harms, sorry, the amount of harms that were previously caused by automobiles. Others say that government should need or government needs to set up acts that will curb most dangers resulting from transport. Discuss both sides of the concerns and give your own opinion. Where is this question coming from? What sector? Only?
and government, law,
Hmm? That's to do with what?
law,
Law. Law.
law.
That's all. Transport and law.
For now, I don't know about
Correct. What sector or sectors can you spot in the question? Or you didn't even think of it, right?
transportation. So, in law,
Law too. Mhm.
government.
Government. Is there anything that's to do with technology here? Hmm? Okay. Transport, technology, basic. Those are the two major things here. Don't worry, government is just one appearance, right? So what does that mean? Your paraphrase should also factor in terminologies relating to technology and transport. Do you understand this? Then the body of your essay should show off lots of vocabularies in those sectors. All right, so let's see what you're able to do. Before we paraphrase, or before we analyze what you have paraphrased, let me show us the simplest way to paraphrase without stress. What's the simplest way? How many times did you read before you paraphrased? Once. How many times did you read? Once. What are the keywords you paraphrased?
you know, like some words I like on the transport I didn't change it. So one of the key words there. Technology. Demands and when I used for
Hmm?
I said demands. I didn't use export, but I used trends. That was for
In the call, most dangerous to regulate.
so I think I just
Okay, nice attempt. So let's look at something here. If you are to paraphrase, please read once like you have practiced. Perfect. Now, what do you do? The easiest way to paraphrase. Don't think or try to restructure or recoin or think of a way to put the grammar. No, that will reduce your speed. So what you will do is the new, I can paraphrase new, means, I can paraphrase means of transport. I can paraphrase transport. are built. I can paraphrase it. To meet up, to meet the current demands. I could just leave trends. Then I'll paraphrase this full stop. All right. Then I'll paraphrase some. I'll paraphrase people. I'll paraphrase some. Field. Pardon me. I'll paraphrase reduced amount of harms. Okay, I can paraphrase caused. Automobiles. Um, automobiles. Can I paraphrase automobiles? I'll just leave it for now. I would paraphrase this guy, the full stop. I'll leave others. I'll paraphrase say. I can paraphrase government. I can paraphrase acts. I can paraphrase curb. I can paraphrase most dangers resulting, then that would remain. Now, these are things I would paraphrase if this is my question. How will I paraphrase this? Are you here? How will I paraphrase this? On my question paper, with my pencil or pen, I would write. Recent, new can be what? Or modern, right? Means can be what? Can we use medium for means? Transport can be what? I can simply say transportation, right? Then built, fashioned. Can that fly? Fashioned. Then to meet means what? Can it be to satisfy? To meet the current need, right? Can it fly? Then current can be what? Can it be present? What about demands? Can it be needs or desires? Right? Then here I would paraphrase this full stop to comma and say as such that some, I would paraphrase it using certain people, individuals, plural, as such that. No, for this, um, I want to join, I want to link, right? Feel are of the thought, right? Are of the thought that they have minimized the rate of harms harms are negative, right?
Yeah.
Negative impacts that were previously brought about by who? Automobiles. Then here, this full stop will become comma, then meanwhile, others believe that the authorities need to set up bills, or you call them policies, that will curb eradicate
Huh. I don't know.
to prevent.
Yeah.
Eradicate is taken away, right? So let's use prevent instead of eradicate. Most, majority of what? Hazards caused by transport. Okay, now from here, with this, you don't need to think of anything, just copy. Copy onto your answer sheet. So when you're copying, you now have the modern mediums of transportation are fashioned to satisfy the present needs and trends as such that certain individuals are of the thought that okay, that they have minimized the rates of negative impacts that were previously brought about by automobiles. Meanwhile, others believe that the authorities need to set up or set up means to fix, right? Does set up mean to fix?
Set something up.
Yeah. I need to set up.
Organize. Like this is about to fix something.
Okay, let me explain. The word fix is ambiguous. They are looking at it as a practical aspect of fixing. Hmm? It could also mean let's let's fix let's fix this law in this part of the Constitution, right? But I think for the purpose of removing ambiguity, to set up could also mean to enact, hmm? To enact. But I don't want to even touch it. I just want it to stay that way. To set up policies or bills that will prevent majority of hazards caused by transport. Hmm? If you look at this, you would hardly notice any repetition here. Hmm? Are you evaluating your own now? No worries, your first attempt. If I give you another one, I'm sure you do better. Okay, so please just transfer. Transfer. You don't need to stress yourself. One, you have retained the chronological arrangement of the original question. You've also paraphrased. So you've achieved a lot. So let me read what we have. The modern, the new, the latest, correct? Means. So I'm going to be flagging words that are paraphrasable so you would get some of that from here. Means of transport. Hmm? With is it the spelling or which one? Which spelling is used? That's correct. So what? Tell us, why did you choose to use this? But they're still being used presently. The production has been done, but it's still being used. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. They are the new means of transport are built. So that means it is still, yeah. Hmm? Produced. Yep. To match what is in vogue to meet the current demands. Meanwhile, majority think they have minimized, correct, harms related to automobile. While, remember, comma, comma, the rest are of the opinion that government need to create an act that's singular, right? That it's posterity in future, right? You need to capture that future tense. That will reduce most associated with Transport. Okay, nice. I will give you 2.5/5, 50% first attempt. So it's not a bad shot. Okay, so let's begin. The new means of transport are constructed to meet the current demands and trends. Some individuals feel they have reduced the amount of harms that were previously caused by automobile. Others say that government needs to introduce no acts that will regulate. You are this part, this word here has taken you off from the question. This word that will regulate dangers. The government should be regulating the dangers. Sometimes they should be low.
I mean, like the law, they act, which have been what
Should control.
is there to
Control now. Regulate means to checkmate, to control.
it will help control it now, at least reduce. So as I give it to the process.
Regulate does not mean to reduce. You are now analyzing what you mean. You will not be there to explain it to the examiner. So examiner would assess you based on what he or she is reading. That's what I want you to understand. Always play safe. Very important. Because you don't know who will be marking your script. The question says that we curb, prevent. And this is saying regulate. They are totally two different things. Resulting from transport. No, there's no way you've made an attempt, so nobody will give you 0 in IELTS. Okay. Do we understand paraphrasing? We really need to put in lots of effort. Please, let me move out. No, wait, let me move out. You can take photos, but let me go out first.
You don't want to be there.
No,
Yeah, I don't want to be there.
I know, but
Something if I should pass, I'll come and get a testimony.
And you mentioned his name.
the woman that scored 8.0. My policy here is that if you score 8.0, we'll return 10K back to you from your training fee. We'll also refer you to IELTS. If they do, what do you call it? Raffle. If you're picked, they'll refund back your IELTS registration fee. So the doctor says, don't worry, I give that to you as my gift. So normally, we have some videos of candidates who scored 8. So we give them that 10K, and they give us 60 seconds of talking about the training, you know. So, but she said she will do that, but she don't worry about the money, so it's fine. If you pass, excellent. It's thumbs up for us.
Yes, it's not for you.
All right, so thank you so much. This is where we'll stop for today.
Thank you so much.
We'll do more of this paraphrase. More of this paraphrase. All right.